Bonjour Year 7. So today's topic is the weather. We're going to be concentrating on the different ways of telling someone about the weather and the French cardinal points, as well as how to say in a city, so in London, in Quebec, etc. So we're going to be focusing specifically on a province of Canada, which is called Quebec, or Le Québec. And this is a very interesting place because it's a province in Canada where people speak both French and English. And here you have the Canadian flag, or in French you would say le drapeau for flag. So le drapeau canadien, the Canadian flag. So let's start by looking at the different ways of talking about the weather. Here we can see that it's raining. So to say it's raining, in French we say il pleut. Il pleut. It's raining. Here you can see that it's snowing. To say it's snowing, you say il neige. Il neige. To say there is a rainbow, you say il y a un arc-en-ciel. Il y a un arc-en-ciel. To say it is cloudy, we say il y a des nuages. Il y a des nuages. To say it is misty or it is foggy, we say il y a du brouillard. Il y a du brouillard. Be careful with this sound here. Brouillard. To say it is stormy, we say il y a des orages. Il y a des orages. To say it is windy, we say il y a du vent. Il y a du vent. Here we don't pronounce the T, vent. To say it's sunny, we say two things. Either il y a du soleil, there is sunshine, it is sunny, or il fait beau, it's good weather. Il y a du soleil ou il fait beau. To say it is bad weather, we say il fait mauvais. Il fait mauvais. Here again, we don't pronounce the final S. Il fait mauvais. To say it is cold, you can see here it's -5, we say il fait froid. Il fait froid. To say it is warm, we say il fait chaud. Il fait chaud. Now it's your turn. Take your worksheet and look at exercise 1. You've got a table here with different images. You have to find the corresponding image or corresponding sentence for each image. So for each image here, you have a corresponding sentence. So pair them up. I've given you an example. Image B corresponds to il fait mauvais. Pause the video and complete your exercise. Now, exercise 2, still on your worksheet, you have to find the English for all of these expressions, which are in French. So I'm going to read them. A, il neige. B, il y a un arc-en-ciel. C, il fait chaud. D, il pleut. E, il y a du vent. Okay, so pause the video and find the corresponding English translation. So, as I said earlier, Le Québec is a province of Canada, and it is the only part of Canada where people speak French. It's actually compulsory for people in Quebec to learn French at school as well as English. And for a lot of other people in Canada, they also have to learn French because it is part of the national languages in Canada. So Quebec is very important for the French community or the French people because, well, this culture is part of Francophone culture. It's important to remember that there are other countries in the world where French is spoken. Alors, quel temps fait-il au Québec? Quel temps fait-il dans le nord du Québec? What's the weather like in Quebec? What is the weather like in the north of Quebec? And my answer is, il neige. It's snowing. And I could also say, il fait froid because of the thermometer. It's cold. Now, let's see how we tell the weather. So in France, in Quebec, or in England, we all tell the weather the same way. We use a map and we usually broadcast it on TV. And when you watch the news and then you look at the weather forecast on the BBC, you often have a map of England and little symbols or images telling you about the weather, and you've got the different names of the different cities in the UK. Well, it's the same here with Quebec. You can see that on this map we have all the cities, the important cities in Quebec, and we have little symbols, images to mean, well, to explain to us how the weather's going to be like or is like today. Now, what we're going to be looking at today is two different ways of explaining how the weather is like on a map. So first of all, we usually say in the north, in the south, in the east, or in the west. So we use cardinal points. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Or we use the name of a city and we say in Manchester, in Birmingham, etc. So here on this map, we have other cities. Most of them are French. French names, Gaspé, Blanc-Sablon, Sept-Îles, Québec, Trois-Rivières, Montréal, Ville-Marie, and then we've got two more indigenous names, and I think these are more kind of original heritage names, so Chisasibi and Saluit. And so if we wanted to say in these cities, we would use a little word that we have here in my question here, right? And we put that in front of the city, or the city's name. If we wanted to use cardinal points, we would use dans, which is another way of saying in. And we would say in the north, dans le nord. In the south, dans le sud, right? So what you have to remember is that with cardinal points, we use dans. And with cities, we use à. Both mean in, right? So if I wanted to say in Chisasibi it's windy, I would say à Chisasibi il y a du vent. If I wanted to say in Montréal there is a rainbow, I'd say à Montréal il y a un arc-en-ciel. If I want to say in Blanc-Sablon it's snowing, à Blanc-Sablon il neige. In Saluit, it's bad weather. À Saluit, il fait mauvais. And then our last one, in Quebec, it's cold. À Québec, il fait froid. Now, if I wanted to say in the north, it's bad weather, I would say dans le nord, il fait mauvais. If I want to say in the south, it's cold, I would say dans le sud, il fait froid. Now, if I look at my answers to the questions here, we can have model answers to look at. So my first question was, quel temps fait-il dans le nord-ouest du Québec? So quel temps fait-il means what's the weather like? Dans le nord-ouest du Québec, in the northeast, sorry, not northeast, northwest. It's really similar to English, as you can see. In the northwest of Quebec, what's the weather like? And I've put it's windy in the northwest. So I used dans before my cardinal point, le nord-ouest. And another way of saying that is starting your sentence with dans. You can do it either way. Dans le nord-ouest. Then you would add il y a du vent. So either way works. Now we're going to look at that. You have a bit later. You've got an exercise to look at. And then second question, est-ce qu'il y a des orages à Saint-Louis? Are there any storms in Saint-Louis? So if we look at our map, Saint-Louis is here. Is it stormy? No. So I'm going to say no. Il n'y a pas d'orage à Saint-Louis. Il fait mauvais. It's bad weather. Or another answer, and that's what I want you to look at and I want you to use, is à, with an accent, Saint-Louis, in Saint-Louis, comma, il fait mauvais. It is bad weather. In Saint-Louis, it is bad weather, sorry. And like the other sentence, it's the same. We can do it the other way. Il fait mauvais à Saint-Louis. So in both cases, if you're using the cardinal points here, or you're using the name of a city, you can exchange the beginning of the sentence with the end of the sentence. Okay, so let's look at your worksheet exercise. So here we're focusing on the cities, so using the cities when you want to talk about the weather. So for example here, my first question is, what's the weather like in the city of Quebec? And I've just said, il y a du soleil. So I could also say, à Québec, il y a du soleil. Est-ce qu'il fait beau à Gaspé? Is it good weather in Gaspé? No. Non, il ne fait pas beau, il y a des nuages. Or, à Gaspé. And the answers I'm writing down are actually the answers I want you to use. Il y a des nuages. Now, use your worksheet and fill in the text with the words in the word bank. Our second way of talking about the weather is using cardinal points. To say in the north, we say dans le nord. In the south, we say dans le sud. In the west, we say dans l'ouest. In the east, we say dans l'est. And then you have all the other ones here in front of you. Le nord-est, the northeast. Le sud-est, the southeast, sorry. Le sud-ouest, the southwest. And le nord-ouest, the northwest. Now, if we use our cardinal points with our map, we can say, for example, dans le nord, il fait mauvais. Dans l'ouest, il neige, etc., etc., etc. Now use these cardinal points and fill in your exercise 4 on your worksheet. Here I've got another example. Dans le nord-est, in the northeast, it's raining. Il pleut. Now your last activity is a writing one. I would like you to write at least 2 sentences using this new map and using either cardinal points or city names. Write at least one with a city name and one with a cardinal point. And as an extension task, write as many more sentences about the weather on this map as possible. Good luck and thank you for listening to this video.